Hello, it's Father Samuel Hakim in Chicago with a word of hope for Monday of the 8th week in Ordinary Time. Today's Gospel from the Gospel of Mark is a classic. It's the story of the rich young man. It's a big one for me in my work as a vocations director, because here we have a man who desires to follow Christ, a young man as well. He comes, and what must I do to inherit eternal life? Jesus lists off the commandments. He says, well, all of this I have done. He senses that he's lacking something. If it was just about living the commandments, if that was it, then he'd have no reason to say, oh, all of this I'm doing. What else is missing? Here in Mark's version in particular, we have this very tender moment. Jesus, looking at him, loved him, and said to him, "You are lacking in one thing. Go, sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will have great treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." Jesus, looking at him, loved him, gazed into his face with the eyes of mercy, with the eyes of the love of God. What must that gaze have felt like for this rich young man? I'm sure it pierced him to the heart. And based on what we hear next, at that statement his face fell, and he went away sad, for he had many possessions. There's something interesting about the story. It's that we don't really hear a resolution. We know the rich young man went away sad, but maybe it's the eternal optimist within me. I want to think that someday he did what the Lord said, and that he did come back and ends up following him. It's possible. We really don't know. In a sense, we end on a cliffhanger. But how often in our own lives does Jesus ask us to let go of something? It's not likely going to be all of our possessions. As wonderful as it would be for me as a vocations director, not every single person is called to religious life. But still, the Lord is constantly inviting us to let go of things that we become attached to. Perhaps it's bad habits. Perhaps it is material possessions, which don't actually lead to our happiness, but lead to more frustration and guilt. Perhaps it's a bad or harmful relationship. Maybe it's seemingly innocent things, the hours I might spend watching TV or browsing the internet. Yes, Jesus is constantly inviting us to let go of the things that distract us. Well, distract us from what? Distract us from that loving gaze. It might not be physical and face-to-face, but Jesus continues to look at us with that gaze of love. So, as hard as it might be, maybe it's time we look back. Lent starts in just 2 days now. It's a good opportunity to evaluate what it is that has gained control over your life, that has blocked you from the love of God in a total and pure way. Have a blessed Lent, and God bless you today.